Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I have finally got a chatty video for you, and I'm starting a new series called The Virgin Journals, and it's not necessarily in relation to sex, I'm sure, which lots of you guys are thinking, but it's in relation to some of us who are new to this thing called adult life, and two, those of us who are kind of on that edge between, you know what, I kind of need to grow up now, but I find it hard, and the things that I wish I knew. And so I wanted to share some of the insights that I had while I feel like I'm definitely, you know, a virgin to so many things, and also I'm just on that edge as well. And I've been really like holding back on doing like talking videos because I kind of went through a phase of feeling like, well, I don't necessarily know what I have to say. I'm not an expert in anything, but you know what, everybody has something that they can bring to the table, be it me, be it somebody else, and I wanted to bring my salt and pepper to this earth. I'm hopefully gonna do these either weekly or bi-weekly, that kind of thing, so keep your eyes peeled. But today we are talking about how not to give a. Now, I am not someone who swears, but I feel like this was the word that had to be used for this. And I'm not going to use the word throughout this video because it's just not ladylike for me personally. But I feel like it was something I really wanted to talk about because I felt like I was someone who started to care so much. And when you care so much about what people are saying about you, what people think about you, who's doing what over there, who's not doing something, you get to a place where you can become very, very stifled. And I found that I had begun stifling myself, and I was so concerned with, am I making the right move? That I made the choice to not do anything. It's like I just kind of got stuck, and they call it analysis paralysis, where you choose to not do anything because you are worried about the next decision. And I found like because I was caring so much, I was giving far too many, that I was just like, I don't know what to do. I'm not going to do anything to avoid hurting myself, avoid, you know, being talked about, avoid it being criticized, avoid being judged. And it just was like something that I was like, no, this has got to stop. And I realized it wasn't just me. It was speaking to so many people, my cousins and my friends, and realizing that we're living in a world where everyone's got something to say. There are so many opinions flying around, and not just if you are, you know, on the internet or on YouTube like I am. It's all of us, because we all put ourselves out there now, and we are all prone to being kind of second guessing ourselves. Like when we put something out, is what is someone going to think? What are they going to do? Even for some of us who are dating, it's a case of, you know, what is he doing? Does he really like me? Like you have these concerns that just sit in the back of your head, worrying away and kind of getting in the way of you actually making the right moves for yourself. So today I was like, no, we're not going to do that anymore, ladies, are we? So I wanted to give you my tips on how not to care and how not to feel that fear, and how to be able to kind of move on and not be paralyzed by all these concerns. So my first step is to accept and to acknowledge. And when I say that, I don't mean that in a defeatist way. I mean it in a realist way. What you have to do is be realistic about life, right? There is good and there is bad. There are going to be people who are going to like you, and there are going to be people who are going to loathe you. There are going to be people who think the sun shines out of your behind, and there are going to be people who are like, oh my gosh, that girl is absolutely awful, or that guy is just awful. And you know what? This is part of life, right? Good and bad happens. That relationship you might have been amazing, and one relationship that you might have might be awful. There's so many different situations that happen, and this is the yin and yang to life. Once you realize that the beauty of the world that we live in is that it is black and it is white and it is red and it is blue and it is purple, and there's variety, the more you are able to keep it moving and actually not be concerned. And you can never expect your outcome to constantly be great, okay? So what you learn to do is to roll with the punches. So my next tip when it comes to not caring so much is to affirm yourself. As human beings, we love affirmation. We are told we are amazing by our parents, and we expect that throughout our entire lives. And there is nothing like kind words that will lift a broken spirit. This is a matter of fact. It will make you feel good when someone says you look beautiful. It will make you feel good when your boss says that piece of work you did was amazing. However, if you're going to sit back and wait for someone else to constantly affirm you, you might be waiting a long time. If you're wanting that bae to say, girl, your body looks fine, and you haven't got that bae, then you might not think that much of yourself. And I say this all the time: speak to yourself, affirm yourself. There's nothing like visualization and saying those things that are not as though they are. Like, I'm amazing, I'm successful, I am smart, I am educated, I have aced that exam. Telling yourself all these things will lift your spirits, and actually the more you say it, the more you will genuinely see these things in your life. So genuinely take the time to affirm yourself. And it doesn't make you crazy, okay? All the greats do this. My sister just said sidebar, but if you haven't revised for the exam, don't expect 100% marks, okay? Let's be real with it. Let's not just be delusional, but it's okay sometimes to be a little bit delusional. So my next tip is to expose yourself. Expose yourself to the things that you are scared of, to the things that you are concerned about. Even me sitting here doing this video right now, I got to a place where I was like, I really don't want to talk too much, or I don't want to share too much, because I felt like sometimes I come across as being too opinionated and know-it-all. And these are things that I think about myself and I've heard said about me, and it kind of made me kind of draw into myself to say, you know what, maybe I'll just try and be boring, and maybe I'll just be quiet, and maybe I won't share an opinion. But the reality is I am opinionated. Okay, that's who I am. Okay, I do have things that I might want to say to people. I do kind of say what I feel, and sometimes it comes out a little bit awkward, but that's okay. So expose yourself to the thing that scares you, and it might be that guy. You know, you're worried about approaching that guy or speak to him, or you're worried about applying for that job because you don't think you qualify for it. You're afraid to speak up against something you don't agree with. Expose yourself to do it. I talk about Susan Jeffers' Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. I talk about Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. There's so many books out there on exposing yourself. Having fearlessness is like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger you get at it, right? The more you do things that scare you, the more fearless you become. And when you're fearless, you can do absolutely anything. And I'm smiling because I'm like, Patricia, you know I'm about to become fearless out here. Are you lot ready? It's genuinely true. Expose yourself to those things that genuinely scare you, and you'll realize that they're not as worrying as you really thought they were. Or you might be better at dealing with those things that you thought were gonna really break you, and they don't. It just makes you stronger. So don't worry about being exposed to it. My next tip to not being so concerned is to focus outwardly. We are living in a world where we have, and I put my hands up and I'll say, I have been self-centered, self-focused, and selfish. We live in a world where we spend so much time looking at ourselves, analyzing ourselves, and we spend little time focusing on others in a positive way. How can I help you? How can I serve you? How can I make your life better? How can you do something for someone other than yourself? And there's nothing like, and you know, I'm not saying that you have to go and do outreach on the streets and homeless runs, but you can do that if you want to. There are plenty of food banks in this country that need volunteers. There are loads of things that you can do though. It might be from a case of babysitting for your friend. It might be bringing in a packet of sweets for your classmates. It might be a case of helping someone with their homework, or creating a study group for the people in your course. Do something outside of yourself. One, because it is invigorating, and two, because it distracts you from being so concerned about your own ish. And you'll actually realize that sometimes your own stuff isn't as bad as what someone else might be going through. So genuinely take some time to think outside of yourself. My final tip is to stay in your own lane and to focus on your own race. And me and my sister were having this chat about the analogy of a sprinter. A sprinter, although there might be 5 people there and 5 people there and they're racing it against each other, but a lot of the time sprinters, how they're successful is because they're trying to beat their best time. It's not about what Jimmy did over there, it's not what about Mary did over there, it's about me or you doing better than you've ever done before. And even if a person loses a race but they've done 10 seconds better than they've ever done in the past, that is a massive win. And it's very hard to be focused and go ahead if you're looking left or right, or you're worried about his shoelace or her shoelace while you're tumbling over. It doesn't matter. Stay in your own lane and keep focused on your own race, and that will make a genuine difference to your life. You don't need all the distractions. You just need to stop giving a. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. I get passionate in these videos, as I always do, but I hope you find it useful to really kind of shake your shoulders. You know, that weight of concern, a weight of, oh, what's Mary doing? Or maybe he's cheating on me. Oh, who cares? Like, you know what I mean? Be free. Let yourself live, you know, enjoy yourself. So I hope you find that useful, and I will catch you in my next video. Leave a comment below if you like videos like this, and a thumbs up. And if you've got any other tips and tricks to provide people, please do. I read all my comments and I totally appreciate them. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you later. Bye. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today I am kind of doing a get ready with me, or I'm kind of recreating the look from my most recent baby shower / birthday. If you didn't